right.
Vincent, you can't make this stuff up.
Yeah.
There is a bookie out there somewhere that is laughing because, nobody bet right on this one.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, everybody knows what we're talking about.
The key word is bookie, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, well, a bookie is someone who takes the bet.
Someone who takes the bets.
Yeah.
Somebody who takes the bets from everybody, whatever they want to bet. They calculate the odds. They figure it out. But, of course, the house always wins. So, you see that in political campaigns and other places.
I just want to make sure before you go
Yeah.
on. Okay, for those who are studying and preparing for your summer vacation, bookie is not someone who loves to read books, okay?
No.
It's a different thing.
Somebody who
Book is a verb in this case,
Yes.
not really a
Yes.
noun.
To book a bet. So
All
what are we talking about? We're talking about yesterday's vote in LegCo. And like I said, you can't
On
make
electoral
this stuff
reform.
up. On electoral reform.
Yeah.
Like I said, you can't make this stuff up. I mean, we were all, I had my journalists. They were in place around LegCo, covering the protests the day before. I had a couple of guys in there, and everyone was like, what? They're voting now? What? After that little false, somebody read Carrie Lamb's phone and it said vote at 5 o'clock, and all of a sudden it was like, oh no, they're voting now. What? What's going on?
Okay. The votes happened at 12 o'clock, 33 minutes, 54 seconds.
Yes. Yeah. And I guess, we have to break down a little bit what were the events leading up to the vote.
All right.
Right? Because if people expected it to come much later in the day, right, if this was scheduled to go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, why was it all of a sudden at noon yesterday? You got that? You want to do the breakdown, or you want to do this one?
I think the general theme is that the pro-establishment camp doesn't want the vote to happen at night because during the evening people will gather at Legislative Council, so they don't want to feel crowded when they are leaving.
Yes.
The Legislative Council, so they want to do it in the morning. So,
Yeah.
but to do it in the morning, you have to prolong the discussion.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, you have to kind of figure it out. So
Time it right. You have to time it right.
Yes.
So some rumors that the pro-establishment camps wants to delay it until this morning.
Right.
But the
so they could build support
the
overnight.
Democrats
Yeah.
basically can somehow store it until last night.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it did happen in the morning though.
Yes.
I mean, this is a
Yeah.
good way. I mean, of course, it's 12:33 p.m., but to the pro-establishment
yeah.
camp,
It's essentially morning.
It's still before lunchtime.
It's like, hey guys, let's get out of here for lunch.
So I think this is a good thing for them.
Yeah.
On the one hand.
Okay. So just to break it down for people so they understand, each legislator was allotted 15 minutes. If every legislator took their 15 minutes, it would have been 70 hours and run well Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
But there was an expectation from a lot of people that they did not want it to drag out that long. Like you said, the pro-Dems would have liked to have seen it roll into the evening when they would have had more outdoor support, which is all just part of the theater.
Yeah.
Because the result was going to be the same. The Pan-Dems were going to vote this down. There was no doubt about that in my mind. But the pro-establishment guys would have rather had it during the daytime, a little bit less pro-democracy theater in the evening. So they let the pro-Dems, correct me if I'm wrong, run out all of their 15-minute slots, saving theirs up so they could control the flow of time.
Yep.
Right? If the Pan-Dems have already shot their load.
The Pan-Dems won the evening show.
Yes.
And the pro-establishment wants the matinee.
Right. So the Pan-Dems use up, all their 15 minutes. Everybody who has a chance to speak takes their time. A couple say, no, I don't need it. It's okay, thanks. And we get to about, 11 o'clock yesterday. The pro-establishment is like, okay, we're done. We want to have this done during the daytime. We're not going to have all our guys speak.
Yeah, even Wang Yukman has made his speech.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
So they've done their bit of theater, and the pro-establishment is thinking, okay, we'll get the vote. So my understanding was the pro-establishment wanted the vote at this time. But
that's what I think.
Somebody was missing.
Yes.
Right? And who was that?
The king of new territories.
The king of the new territories.
Yep.
Well, now the retired king, and he's handed off to his son.
The honorary king of new territories.
Yes. The fat man.
Lao Wang Fat.
So Lao Wang Fat.
Yeah.
So one of the storylines that is emerging is Lao Wang Fat's not there. So the head of the DAB says, oh, well, we can't have a vote. Without him, it's not a proper vote. It's one vote. Who cares? Right? Why show so much deference to him?
Yeah, that I don't understand. The interesting part is that my understanding is that at least 4 pro-establishment legislators has not made their speech.
Right.
Yet.
Yeah. So they could have said, "Oh, I want my turn."
And there's 1 hour, right?
Yeah.
15 minutes of speech.
Yeah.
4 legislators, that's an hour.
Yeah.
So they can just make their speech.
Right. So they could have dragged it out for their hour, but they didn't. Instead.
Yeah, they can just say their speech.
Yeah.
And even by the time the first speech ends,
Yeah.
Lau Wong-Fat should arrive.
From wherever he was.
Even if he does not arrive, there are 3 more speeches
Yeah.
from the pro-establishment camp.
Yeah.
So by the time they finish the second speech,
Yeah.
it's still Thursday before lunchtime, and they can still go for the vote.
Yeah,
right? If they want to do it.
Lots of options. But so where was Lau Wong-Fat?
He said he was not feeling well, and it takes him more time to get prepared, to leave home. And
He wasn't even in the building?
Yeah, he was late. Yeah.
He wasn't even in the building?
No. He was coming from, according to...
From the New Territories.
To friends and assistant, he was coming from Tuen Mun.
From Tuen Mun. So maybe the king of the New Territories had some trouble getting off the royal throne, so to speak, and was coming in late.
I won't speculate.
We won't speculate. We'll have a journalist put that question. So, but why show so much deference? Why do they have to have him for the vote? Now, word on the street is that they provide so much logistical support in campaigns to people across the New Territories for the DAB, for all the rest of the pro-establishment, that you kind of have to kowtow to him, right, to make sure that they bring out the support. Hence the king. This is one of the storylines making the round. So anyways, so then all of a sudden, it seems like it was not planned, but they were like, oh, well, let's all walk out, and then they won't have quorum, and then the vote won't count. Except, apparently, whoever was organizing that can't count.
Liberal parties was in the council assembly hall,
yes.
And Lam Dai Fai is in the assembly hall.
Yes.
The legislator representing the insurance sector, Chen Kim-po.
All pro-establishment, all supposedly part of the gang.
And interestingly, Chen Yun-han was in the assembly hall. She voted.
Okay, so she was one of the ones that voted for the government proposal. So,
and also, there's one guy, a new guy, called Pun Xiaoping.
Okay.
Pun Xiaoping. He was also representing the labor sector.
Right. FTU?
Yes. He just forgot to press any button at all. He even forgot to press that presence button. You have to press the presence button before you press the 3 buttons. Agree or disagree or veto, right? No, abstain. Abstain, yeah.
So he's
for, against, or abstain.
He's on camera.
He is on camera. He was there, but he was not present in the system. So
what was he doing?
He said he was just looking at people and
trying to figure out where the hell everybody went.
Yes. Not even that. Trying to figure out what happened.
And whoa, what? So whoever organized
this... So you see the board, right? You see the
yeah.
board, there are some, how many legislators were in the room.
Or present.
That number...
is who's pressed the present button.
Pressed the button. It's not actually the secretariat counting.
Right.
So that's why when it appeared...
Yeah.
It just showed 37. Because 36 legislators voted.
Right.
The chairman never voted.
Of course,
so 37. But there were actually 38 legislators.
So this is like, and this is very generation specific, but this is like Jasper Tung sitting up there going, Bueller, and he's not there. Okay, so all of a sudden they go into a panic because Lau Wong-Fat's not there, and they decide, we're going to walk out, so they can't have the vote, and we can vote later when he's back. But but I understand they asked Jasper Tung. They said can we have another 15 minutes? And Jasper Tung was like, I already gave the 5-minute warning. I can't pull it back.
Yes, because once the system has started counting...
Yeah, because then the ding, all over LegCo, the bells are going off, and you got to be like, oh, geez.
I actually somehow
unless you're on the royal
got
throne.
Information that the system is pretty rigid in Legislative Council.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to stop it so that people can tamper with the voting system.
Right. That, which, makes perfect sense.
It's so sacred, right?
It's
voting is so sacred.
Technology is enforcing our rule of law in LegCo, so
or the lack of it.
Yeah. So these guys all walk out, but they don't all walk out. Not enough of them walk out, so there is quorum, and the vote happens, and lo and behold, what was supposed to be oh, we didn't quite get our 2/3, majority that we needed for the reform because we couldn't bring 4 people over. Turned into a complete blowout with, 11% voting for.
Nevertheless, there are some really positive impact for the pro-establishment camp on the other hand.
Okay, yeah, because the newspapers are all... The newspapers are all wacky.
Just imagine.
Don't read the newspapers for this.
Last year this time, what are we all talking about? Last year...
At this time, Occupy Central.
No. Last year,
upcoming.
No. It's upcoming. Last year today,
yeah,
we're all talking about World Cup in Brazil.
Okay. Yeah.
And just imagine for the World Cup final.
Yeah.
It's Argentina versus Germany, right?
Right.
And the next day,
yeah,
no newspaper talk about Germany. And all talk about Argentina.
The
losing team.
Yeah.
And that's what happened in Hong Kong.
That was pretty much the exact ratio.
No one talks about the winning team today, this morning. And everyone is talking about the losing team.
The losing team.
That's the absurd part of the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
But this is Hong Kong. These things happens.
Yeah.
This shows how low tech and low intelligence of the political scene right now.
Harvard Times, we set out with a mission to elevate political discourse, and now I am more convinced that mission is, desperately needed.
Yeah, and another positive impact is it's not only media coverage.
Okay.
But can you imagine the cheer team?
Yeah.
The cheer crowd for the pro-establishment.
Yeah.
They will be really frustrated, really sad about the whole thing.
Yeah.
If all the people just go according to the plot, right? 42 votes versus 41 votes versus 28. All right. But now with this absurd things happen.
Yeah.
People just go, huh?
Yeah. I mean, it's
so this absurd things actually lighten up the whole.
It's
the whole situation, right?
I have to admit,
when we begin our show, when we talk about electoral reform, we normally have a very straight face.
Well,
but just rewind it and see what happened to Andrew and me. We are all laughing like this.
Yeah, go watch all our back episodes. Yeah, it's true.
It's so funny now. The whole thing is so funny now.
It is hugely entertaining. I have to admit, I tuned out of this whole constitutional reform thing weeks ago because it was like it's a done deal. I was like, oh, do you think anybody will switch? I was like, no. And I've been saying that for months now. Nobody will switch. But I certainly didn't predict this.
The pro-establishment
Now it's interesting.
Switch.
Yeah.
The pro-establishment switch this time.
I mean, all you need is what they call it, in the West, they have what's called a party whip. And part of the guy who's supposed to count the votes and make sure enough people show up or don't show up if you're going to try and filibuster or lose quorum or whatever. But I mean, I guess we just don't have that level of organization here. I mean, it was just, couldn't believe it.
Okay.
Anyhow.
A whip.
So.
I show you a whip. A whip is like this, right?
Yeah, that's what they're supposed to do.
And pro-establishment is like,
I don't know.
Kind of like this.
Yeah, but I mean, like you said, people were sitting in the ledge going, what's going on? Huh? Oh, man. But that being said, on the other side, for once, the pro-Dems were resolute. They were not going anywhere. They knew how they were going to vote. It wasn't like somebody was going to try to organize a last-second walkout for a random reason and then screw everything up. So today you have to give them credit. They delivered their message. They delivered their vote. And from now on, anytime somebody from the pro-establishment says, a LegCo member says, oh, well, I support this package. It's like, oh, really? And where were you when the vote happened? Oh, that's going to be, for the next year, that's what you're going to hear.
All right. But
very entertaining.
Yeah. The interesting part is that we never thought that it could get so entertaining.
No. And I mean, I'm sure there's going to be side conversations. I'm just curious. I guess the last thing, and for people to look for, because, we're always looking ahead, the fallout. Who is going to take the blame for this fiasco? Is somebody going to lose a position over this? Somebody at the DAB?
You already said it.
Jeffrey Lam?
You already said it. The retired king.
Yeah. Well, can they blame him for everybody walking? He's just going to be like, why didn't you guys just vote without me?
But you see, you're retiring anyway. Why don't you take the blame?
True. But he's going to be like Deng Xiaoping. When remember Deng Xiaoping was like his only title was chairman of the Bridge Committee or something like that, the Bridge Club of China, the card game.
We'll see.
And he still ran.
We'll see. You want to ask some bookie to
take odds
on who will fall?
I wouldn't want to put money down on anything in this town after that match yesterday. You're right. It was very much like the World Cup match. Who was predicting an 8-1 blowout or 7-1 blowout or whatever it was? 7-1 blowout in the World Cup. Nobody predicted
Brazil and Germany. That one.
Yeah. Nobody predicted an 8-28.
All right.
Blowout. So results the same, but the political theater was much more entertaining than we anticipated.
You know what?
Yeah.
This town, the most lucky number is 8, right?
Yes, of course.
8 votes support.
Yeah.
18 district councils.
Yeah.
28 vote no.
Yeah.
And 38 legislators in the hall.
In the room.
In the room.
Well, one of them was kind of
so
present, not present.
So 8 is always the lucky number.
Some people are saying it's a lucky number for the Liberal Party, that they're going to get. They're getting full kudos from the liaison office for sticking around and putting their hands up. So.
All right.
Change.
Okay.
Anyhow, watch for the political fallout from this on the pro-establishment side. I think that's the future look for that.
All right. After this huge, long battle, I think we need to take a break.
Yes.
So we will see you in a week's time, maybe?
Yes, I've got some travel ahead of me, some sad travel, but I will be back, and then I will have some happy travel, and we'll put the band back together after that.
Next week, we'll see you next Friday.
Sounds good.
All right, cheers.
All right, bye, Vincent.
Bye.